Hello, 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 and welcome to Dear Dana on a Saturday night. Hopefully, other people are out doing something fun. Not saying that this can't be fun, it can be, but it is very cold here in Georgia. It shouldn't be in April, but unfortunately, it has been cold here. Maybe this will be the last cold snap that we have, and we will get back to normal spring weather. Half the time, we will have a very short spring and a very long hot summer. But tonight, we are going to be talking about dreams, the brain healing, and more. And the more, we go south a lot of times and talk about other things. But I decided I wanted to talk about dreams, the brain healing, and more because dreams can be very interesting. Sometimes our dreams bring us messages about things going on in our life. They can solve problems that we have been trying to solve. They can bring us messages from loved ones, healing. We can do energy healing, but tonight it has a lot to do with our own healing. In healing, sometimes we get stuck and we don't heal in the way we want to because we have a mindset that believes that we can't heal. But, recently I came to an epiphany about that. And with our brain, has a lot to do with our brain and tricking our brain. Not just about healing, about other things as well. About healing, aging, accomplishing things, so much more. So those are some of the things that I wanted to touch on tonight because it can be very empowering. Hello, Shelly Marie and Chase Ryder. Oh, it's cold there too. Oh, snow? Oh no, not snow. By the way, thank you, Chase, and thank you, Shelly, for the very kind birthday gifts. I appreciate it so much. Very humble. Thank you. Man, this weather is cray cray. Here we are heading into mid-April and it's cold. I don't like the cold. But before we continue further, I will remember to do the intro today. And if you have interesting dreams, I would love to hear it. That's part of what tonight's about, too. So let me throw down the intro before I forget. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. Actually remembering. Oh, yeah. All right. So far, I'm going to keep that. Unless YouTube says something else to me. And hello in the bushes? You know I always love you too. I can see you. Don't ever be afraid to come in the chat. Nobody can actually see you. You're just a typing away. Hello, Bear Hugs JC Bear and JC. I will, because I can't remember. I don't know if they've got this thing, if you're not a mod or if one of the mods remembers, because I can't remember exactly. JC Bear's doing a new channel with a friend about cooking, and it just began. I think his starts at like 10 o'clock. If I could remember the name, I would type it in there. If he wants to, if anybody can remember it, please put it in the link. If you can type it in there, please go ahead and do it, JC Bear. But YouTube, I think, has thrown something in there aren't you a mod, JC Bear, still? Or no? If you are, go ahead and throw it in the link. about your channel. I think you are. Don't know if you still are. But if you are, go ahead and throw it in the link. It's Cooking After Dark. Okay. He has good. I didn't know what's going on in there. I didn't think I removed it or anything. But he has a new cooking show with a friend called Cooking After Dark. You know, they're tweaking it and everything. So please check out his channel. Cooking After Dark. JC Bear. Should be good. So anyway, tonight about dreams, the brain, and healing and more. One of the things I wanted to start out about is we're going to go back and forth and up and yawn about it. And I know I briefly mentioned it before that I had a difficulty raising my arms. I had not been exercising like I normally did in the past. Good, there's a link, everybody. Because, you know, Covina, I had, you know, everybody got a little blue, everybody slowed down. With all of the stuff, people didn't do what they normally did. Now, I'd gained a little weight from it, lost the weight that I gained from it, plus more, got back to my normal. I'm back on my exercising regime. You know, in the past, I got certified in Core de Force, which is kickboxing, and PiYo, which is an amped up version of Pilates and yoga. It's like Pilates and yoga on speed. Okay. Used to do 5-6 days a week. Stop doing it. You know, MS can progress. Well, I couldn't lift my arms above my head, and I was like, what? Whoa. This cannot happen. The light went off. And it was like, whoa. Now I can see how all of this progresses in many facets of people's life as they age, with cerebral palsy, with MS, with a variety of other things. Okay. When people get injured, when people are bedbound, when they tell people they're not going to get mobility back, all of this stuff. Okay. You get it in your mind. You're not going to get mobility back in your body, or you're going to progress a certain way. You can easily do so. You're like, the doctor said this is how it's going to happen. This is how it's going to happen. And you either give in to it, you believe it, you quit moving your body, and voila, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm not saying that it's the person's fault or that's the way it is in all instances or all medical situations. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying in a lot of situations. But I was like, oh, hell no. So I started doing my workouts again and taking my arms as far as I could get them, pushing through the pain, taking it day in, day out, and treating it myself as my own physical therapist, basically. My exercise was my therapy. I was looking for this particular workouts that was going to force me to use my arms. And regardless of how angry or upset or how much I struggled, I was going to do it. And I was visualizing my arms going up in the air, what it looked like, what it felt like before, and just kept on. Okay? So they're back in the air. Okay, I showed you guys last week. They're not right beside my head where I want them. They're not there yet. They're not beside my head where I want them, but they're better than here where I could get them. But I'm working on beside my head. So I'm getting Stephen to take my hand and pull it sideways so I can experience the feeling of where I want my arms. The point I'm trying to make is you have to train your brain Muscles have memory, and you have to retrain your brain to where things were. Now, an example is my little boy Noah at CP. Hey, Queen of O'Hara. When they would do physical therapy with him, his muscles were always tight because he had cerebral palsy. I would tell him how good and he could do certain moves and stuff, and I would train his muscles because, I used to be a dancer. I knew muscles had memory. Sometimes his physical therapist is the one that worked with his arms. She was young. She'd get a little flustered, not with him, disheartened, may I say disheartened, and thought she couldn't take it but so far. But I knew he didn't know that he couldn't do it as a little wee one. He didn't know that it wasn't going to get better or he couldn't do it. Or you get what I'm saying? We kept going to see how far he could go and kept talking it forward. They would think he wouldn't be able to stand up on his legs, but he could even before we knew the socket wasn't attached to the hip. He could. It was the mind. A lot of it was the mind. Because I want to remind you again, our conscious brain is our everyday decision maker. It's our everyday decision maker. What we want to eat, if we want to do that job, how much we want to get accomplished that day, what street we want to drive down, who we want to call, what we want to make for dinner. It's our every single day decision maker. Yes, JC Bears, self limitations are the worst. And we put them on ourselves all day long in our self commentary. Our unconscious brain is part of, our brainstem, primarily our brainstem is what keeps us breathing and all of that stuff. But our unconscious brain is like, our computer memory that stores every bit of information we're looking at, taking in, listening to when we're walking through a store, all the details we look at, the people we pass by, the faces we see, the minutia of all the millions of tiny bits of information that we constantly take in. Because it's so much. We have to have that storage facility. It's so much. So that's why, you say the unconscious brain doesn't know what's true and what's a lie. It doesn't know. It doesn't know what's true and what's a lie. So if you're throwing pictures in your unconscious brain, telling yourself, I can do this. Or if I'm telling myself, I'm going to get those arms back exactly how they were before. And I'm sending myself visuals, visual information, and I'm sending myself input of how it felt before to be in that position. And I'm sending myself information of it going in that position. Every time I work out, you better bet your bottom they will be in that position probably in the next couple of weeks. Because when I only got them here and I couldn't get them higher, and my eyes got like this big, and it scared the bejesus out of me. Look, I started walking my own talk and using what I had been taught: body, mind, spirit, education, medical information, to work on myself, just like I had my son. I had to turn the tides around. And I think of some of you, and I even thought about Val. You know, Val that comes on here, and I hate it when I get those glitches. You know, that she comes on here and she preaches on YouTube. She has MS2. She recently had surgery on her brain in hopes that she would be able to walk. Thinking if she was able to feed herself information into her brain, her unconscious brain, if it would take her a little further. You look at some of the people that, against all odds, hey Marie Crum, hey World's Greatest Entertainer, against all odds, they're told they will never walk. They're told they'll never walk or they'll never survive from cancer, right? And all of a sudden they are. And it's inexplicable. You hear these stories, maybe not all the time, but often. And we know a great part of it is the Creator. Don't want to take away from faith. It's a miracle. Can't ever take away from faith. A lot of people say, I'm going to give it to God. God be the glory. Or glory to the Creator. I do not dismiss that, but also let me say this. You cannot sit there and say, I'm going to give it to God, and sit back in your chair and do your nails. You cannot do that. Just as people think they can manifest, visualize a photo in their head, and sit back and wait. Baby, you got to put in some footwork. Lazy never got a soul anywhere. Lazy never got a soul anywhere. Unless you're the richest person in the world, somebody dumped money in your lap. And that's still not going to serve you well, or make you walk, or cure your disease. Lazy never got a person anywhere. Give me an amen. Am I right or am I wrong? I'm not trying to preach, but just saying. You have to put some juice in your caboose. But, you know, I had that epiphany. Thank you, World's Greatest Entertainer. We have to, if we want something grand to happen into our life, you can give it to God. You can try to manifest it. You can do all of those wonderful things, but, and they do help and they do work, and I do give the glory to the Creator. But you have to put the footwork in. You have to put the belief in. You have to put the footwork in. You have to walk forward in faith. Walk forward. You have to put some effort and belief in. You cannot just sit back and expect everything to fall into your lap. You have to have belief in yourself and fight for what you want. But also, you can almost age yourself backwards. Almost age yourself backwards. If you put yourself in the right mindset. Have you ever met people that live in a state of victimhood? Oh, honey, Marie, I'm so sorry. That live in a state of victimhood. It almost feels like if they live in that state of victimhood, they feel like it gains them. I don't know, I guess maybe it gains them attention. But does it really gain them anything? And over time, I see people like that diminish. The picture I get in my head is like a piece of fruit or a green pepper over time that starts to shrivel. People start to withdraw from them. And people that stay in that state of victimhood over time become lonely and isolated. Yeah, it becomes a comfortable blanket for everything, and they tend to, after a while, not have a life. It becomes an excuse not to do things, not to engage in life, not to do things for themselves, not to just not. Not. I am so very sorry, Marie Crum. It is cold here in Georgia. So I can only imagine how cold it is there. When you want to live your life with some exuberance, no matter what your age is, and almost as childlike, I'm not saying be immature. I'm not saying be immature and bratty as you get older, but this exuberance within, a fun state of being, is sort of turns back the clock in this odd way. Turns back the clock. I can't explain quite how, but it oddly enough seems to. And I'm sort of taking notes. People in my very own family. I'm seeing a pattern in those that do such and those that don't. that almost makes me want to take scientific note, because there's a vast difference. If you were to see those that do and those that don't, in the way they age and appear, it's like the clock turns back for those that do. And those that don't, the clock moves more swiftly forward. For those that live in the victim mentality, I see the crinkling fruit or the crinkling vegetable. Take, like a mental inventory of people that you know in those categories. Just really quickly. And see if that makes any sense to you. The ones that have a more childlike exuberance, the ones that live more like a victim. If you take a mental inventory, how do they act and look? See what I'm saying? And the ones that seem to defy odds, are the pieces falling into place? Ooh, Shaler. I saw where World's Greatest Entertainer said he had a dream. Let me roll back. Oh, World's Greatest Entertainer said some of his dreams happened to him, some have not happened yet. Some of our dreams are just the unconscious brain taking out trash. Chase Ryder says, my key to staying young is finding reasons to laugh and smile every day, but it's harder to do when you have pain. Yes, it is. And I get that. On the days that I have pain, I try to take, I don't want to say baby myself. I do extra stretching on those days. I do try to, before I would ignore the pain, but on the days I have pain, I do better to attend to it. I do better to try to take care of it, do stretching. If I need to lay down and stay warm, I do. You may want to go online and look for guided meditations as well for pain. There are hypnosis for pain that I have used on myself that have been very helpful to help your brain remove the pain. World's Greatest Entertainer said, like I dreamed of going to my grandma's funeral and then she died 3 days later. I am so very sorry, Greatest Entertainer. That was as though you were getting a prophetic dream and a forewarning. I am very, very sorry. What is with all this crazy, snowy, cold, stormy weather? Oh, by the way, I do have to recommend magnesium, magnesium, sport spray does help with deep pain in the muscles. The deep pain that goes deep almost, it feels like it's going to the bone. It helps with that kind of pain, by the way. But just try to work with the unconscious part of your brain. When you feel like the pain is getting heavy, when you feel like you want to push your body further, I don't know what your condition is. Um, I don't want to pry either, Chase, that causes your pain. I know weather greatly affects mine. Hey, Adam Harris. It's been a while. How is your fiance doing, by the way? How is your fiance doing? It has been a while since we have seen you. Oh, migraines, those are rough. Yeah. Now, you also, another thing that I don't know if you have tried this, if you add magnesium tablets, they can also help with pain. Sometime soon, I'm going to do alternative medicine and natural remedies and herbs and things that we can grow to help in our diet. We have not seen you in a hot minute, Adam. I have wondered about your fiance. Now, as far as dreams, anybody want to tell me about any of your most recent dreams? We have talked about dreams before, and I've said that, a lot of our dreams and a lot of information we see on the daily gets stuffed in our unconscious brain. Oh, you're getting the repeated numbers. That's a good thing. The repeated numbers. That is a lot about angel numbers and stuff like that. Marie Crum, I cannot tell you what to do. And I'm so deeply sorry about your father. But the message I get about that surgery is that that you would come out okay with that surgery, because I know that is something that you really need. That was the message I was getting for you before. Well, continuing to send healing prayers to her, Adam. Continuing to send healing prayers to her. I know it's been a long road for her and you. I know that's been tough. Have you gotten to see her in person, Adam? I know that's been really, really tough on you, Marie. All the stress of that. Marie Crumb, when you lay on your bed, have you tried to lay on your bed with your head leaning down some? Just to take a little of the pressure off your back with your head leaning down over the edge of your bed? I know you have to be careful. With your dreams, has anyone had an interesting dream as of late? The unconscious brain. Wow, Marie. So hard on you, wrapping you in so many prayers. When your brain has those wackadoo dreams where a piece of it's here and a piece of it's there and a piece of it's there, it's kind of all over the place, that is your brain basically just throwing up pieces and parts like a garbage disposal. It's just really throwing up pieces and parts of things you've seen during the day, last week, last year, like a garbage disposal, sort of cleaning out your unconscious. It's not meant to make any sense, really. It's not meant to make any sense. That's why it's all over the place. Your unconscious has to take out the trash. It has to take out the trash. So you're having these dreams and you're just kind of getting it out of the way. When you have the dreams that are like mini movies, I know I've said it before, they're like mini movies and they have a pattern and a consistency and they have some logic. May not be entirely logical, but they have some logic and flow to them. That is usually a dream that has a message to it. It's trying to bring you a message. Either it's solving a problem, it's bringing you a message to bring to your awareness, or if you have a dream and someone that has passed is in that dream and it seems very, very real and very clear and you can feel and smell and touch, that is generally a visitation dream. You can count on that being a visitation dream. Marie says, last Sunday, after going to church, I couldn't even eat. My back hurt so bad. Right now, I'm trying to rest as much as I can. Oh, honey. Adam says, it's been a while since I've seen her. She's going to be needing long-term care, but I'm going to eventually be bringing her back to America and getting second and third medical opinions. Bless your heart. Have you gotten to see her over the computer? It's just been a long road. I know it has been. I feel for you so much. Marie, oh my goodness. Stress makes it a million times worse. I know it does. I can only imagine the pain that you're going through. Emotionally, spiritually, physically. Sweet, sweet Marie. I'm so sorry. When all settles down, I mean, I want you to be pain free, but it feels like your doctor is assuring you that this third one can take care of it. But I know now is not the time. But I'm hating that you're in this much pain. And I know that you've said that the healing work has not really been able to touch it in the past. Bless you, Adam. You had that one recently in Visitation, World's Greatest. Shelley says, what if your loved one appears in your dream and you speak to them, but they do not speak to you? So you spoke to them and they did not reply back in any way. So you did not get any sense of what they may be thinking or what they might reply back to you. So you had no idea what they might be thinking. I would still consider it a visitation. You just didn't get the answer or the message that you wanted in that moment. I would just still consider it a visitation. Or maybe, I don't know what you asked them, but maybe it just wasn't the timing for them to reply. I would still, if it felt real and you could touch them, see them, smell them, if it felt real to you, I would still consider it a visitation. Hello, Miriam, not paid by anyone. Miriam says, my dad didn't say a word in my dream tonight, but somehow understood he didn't like my bedroom. We were sitting on the floor. On the other side, like when I had the near death experience, we, I didn't, how do I say this? Of course, we didn't speak with mouths. Everything was like telepathy in thought. So no words were exchanged via mouth. You just understood each other. And that may be how a lot of things are in your dreams. If you have an understanding, I would trust it. I would just trust it. Like you know that you know that you know. If it feels, smells, touches, you get that sensation when you wake up that it feels real, then I would count it as a visitation. Because here's the thing, a lot of people would get too freaked out if their past family member actually came and visited them in their room. But when you are in a sleep state, that is the easiest way energetically a person that you love that passed over would be able to visit you. You understand what I'm saying? Because you are relaxed, you're not, you wouldn't be freaked out. You are in that in between state. So it's just the easiest way. Shelley said it felt real. I said I was happy to see them, and I thought that he died. No, answered. Wait, I thought that he died. No, answered. Then I woke. I was, yes, it felt real. I said I was happy to see them, that I thought that he died. No answer, then I woke. Shelley, that was real. I would not worry about that. I'm going to bring up Miriam. Hey,
Hey, hi.
hey.
You're giving me the chills right now because first of all, the timing, I didn't see the like other than today your post. But now that you're saying if it felt real, it's a visitation.
Yeah,
I felt like, like someone breathing in my arm. And for some, I thought it was one of my cats. I opened my eyes and there was nothing.
Well, then
You
it
know,
was your.
when you, like, I wasn't sleeping and I felt like there was, like, when someone is next to you and you feel like the pulse or something
Yeah.
in my arm. I felt that. I thought it was one of my cats. It wasn't. And then I don't remember if I dreamt with my dad before that or after. And now you're saying it's a visitation.
Yeah.
You think that was him that I felt in my arm?
Well, if it wasn't your cat, then I mean,
It wasn't, because I woke up to see if it was my cat. Because I got scared for a moment. I'm like, what is this next to me? I felt a presence, like a warmth on my right arm here. Like I was sleeping. I always sleep on this side, on my left side,
right,
but and my hand was all the way back, and I felt like it's like a pulse or breathe. It's not the breathing like the air, but when someone is breathing, it goes up and down, and I felt something. I really did. And I
and
don't remember if I felt that after the dream or before, but it's been a while that I've been thinking I need to go visit my mom somehow, just to go visit where he's buried. It's been it's been almost 10 years that I don't visit Lebanon. And
right,
and then tonight it was like we were sitting on the floor of my bedroom. And it was like telepathy. Now it makes sense when you say that, because no words are exchanged. Whenever I see my dad, I never hear him talk. Whenever I see someone passed in my dreams, I never hear them talk, but I know what they're talking. So
right.
it's like telepathy, like what you're saying. And tonight, and I knew that he didn't like my room.
You had a visitation,
Oh God. I wish like I hugged him though. I didn't.
but look, it's okay because
But like in my dream, he wasn't dead. It wasn't like, oh, dad, you came to see me. It's never like that.
that's never the way it is.
And it's been a long time that I don't dream with my dad. It's been a long time, like years.
That's good. Not that it's been a long time, but it's good you had a visitation.
Yeah, I think he did. Because, wow, now that you're saying, I'm like, everything is making sense. I don't even have time to process dreams. And this dream was so weird. It was me, my dad on the floor. Then all of a sudden, I needed to steal something. And who was helping me? James Bond. And but it was like the adrenaline was, oh my God. And then all of a sudden, I'm at an airport, and I was supposed to be traveling with my mom. And then I realized that my cell phone is not with me. And for me to go back, pick up the cell phone, it means like I'm going to miss the flight. And we both, me and my mom, missed the flight. Seriously, the sequence was like this. Like it doesn't make sense. But then I don't know. I think I felt the warmth in my arm. Uh, after after I saw my dad. And this week, I have a jacket, and I have it for a long time. And when my dad was dying at the hospital, like I was wearing it, and it was one of the last times that he could move his hand, and it has a little bit of fur, fake fur, okay, on the on the collar. So he was doing this. And I wore this jacket this week.
Yep.
So wearing something that my dad was present when I was wearing, like, brings him back.
Not necessarily, but I just feel like there's just tiny things can just kind of come together. You know, you've been thinking about your mom, you've been thinking about going back, you wore the jacket. You see what I'm saying? And it's just
Yeah.
like pieces of serendipity, I guess. World's greatest entertainer wants to come up and share a dream.
Yeah. I will go to the chat, okay?
I love you.
Bye.
Bye. Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm doing good and you?
I'm doing good. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
So, what would you like to share?
Okay, so recently I had this dream because I was telling my friend about it. I remember I told her it was like clockwork, so I was in the grocery store and I so happened to see a guy who I've had a sexual encounter with
Okay.
and I wanted to talk to him, but I just didn't know how. But then finally I was able to talk to this person and I told him all I just wanted was 2 minutes to talk, and that's all. And I proceeded to tell him how I felt. Next thing I know, I cut to another scene where I was sitting with a friend of mine, and I told him before I told him I didn't want anything to do with him, but somehow out of nowhere he came back, and I was confused, and he basically put his genitals in my mouth. And I was even more confused because he forgot my friend was sitting right there in the room. And after the incident happened, I told her, I was like, "You saw what happened, right?" And she said, "Yes."
Okay.
And that's it for that one.
Okay. So that was a
And
little more than PG.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have very wild dreams. I'm just going to put it with that.
Yeah. So that was a more of a your brain just needed to clean itself out because it was jumping around. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Because I don't talk to this person anymore either. So it felt all if it felt I just think that the dream was just weird by how it happened. And then like another dream that took place was I went to go get me some food from somewhere and then I happened to see this guy. He was there with his brother. So I tried to get one of their attention and I was also trying to see who was cooking at the restaurant. But I ordered anyway because I was hungry. Anyway, I remember I came out and I sat near them, and the guy still didn't notice me. Then all of a sudden, this girl popped up and was talking to them, and they were talking about, getting together. And then I so much happened to check my messenger on Facebook, well, my messenger, and I noticed I was getting tons of requests from dudes asking me to
Asking you to what?
link,
To link up with them?
yeah,
Like hook up with them?
yeah,
I think that has more to do with it almost has more to do with insecurity.
hmm. So
You
I'm
know,
insecure somewhere,
no, it has more to do with like when you first saw the guy and you wanted him to pay attention to you, right?
right?
Right? And then the girl started talking to him. right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then he wasn't paying attention to you.
Correct.
So you look at your Facebook, and all these guys are starting to want to hook up with you.
Yeah.
So that made you feel better. Bye, JC Bear.
Yes.
But
It made me feel better.
right, but it wasn't the one you were wanting to pay attention to you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
So you needed something to make you feel better.
Yeah.
So
That could actually go that way. Yes. Because like I was also saying is, especially when I don't get a certain person's attention, I had a tendency to like see if I can find it somewhere else since that person is not giving it to me.
exactly.
And sometimes it does work, but then sometimes not so much.
Right. So you kind of it's kind of like if you don't get that piece of cake you want and
Mm-hmm.
you're still hungry and you still wanted that cake, you still wanted that cake and that cake's not there, so you go in the freezer and you find that you got a big tub of ice cream instead.
Mm-hmm.
So you go, well, I'm gonna eat this ice cream. You get the scenario I'm trying to make?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I absolutely get it.
It's kind of the same thing. Well, I didn't get to have that, so I'm gonna go for that. That's how that dream is kind of going. You have to feel a need somewhere. So that's
And
what your
I'm basically
dreams
going
keep
to the next
telling you.
thing that's there.
Do what now?
I said I'm basically going to the next thing that is there.
Yeah. Your dream is telling you you're having to fill needs and you're not doing it in a way that's healthy.
And then one more thing. I have constantly, you know, dreams about a certain person, and I'm kind of hopefully give the backstory, not make it too long. But the person actually was dating a friend of mine,
Mhm.
and right when the pandemic hit, I say about the summer of 2020, this person, we was friends on Facebook all before this happened, but all of a sudden he unfriended me, but then he tried to add me back,
Yeah.
and he wanted to talk to me about linking up and everything. And we was talking, it was nice or whatever, but he got upset with me because I told him that I didn't drive. He didn't ask why or how come I don't drive. He basically got upset with me, and I even told him like, if I started driving, would you actually like me? He told me no, but then he actually blocked me on Facebook, so where we have no contact with each other.
Right.
But then I say later the following year, he no, I think it was later on that year, earlier part of 2021, where he added me on Snapchat,
Right.
and basically he was trying to like talk to me, and it was really weird because like I say I was still kind of stuck on what he did. And I remember one dream in particular. We was at like back in high school, and he was trying to talk to me, but I didn't want anything to do with him. So he kept kind of nugging me to get my attention. And then recently I had another dream about him, and I'm just like, okay, why I keep dreaming about this dude?
You keep dreaming about him because you were interested in him, but look, he didn't do you right. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he it bugged you because he didn't do you right because you were interested in him. You see where I'm going with this?
Mm-hmm.
And because it bugged you, you were you were trying to find a way to keep the door open. So he's still in your subconscious.
Hmm. I never thought of it like that, but I don't know because I don't know what I want to do because it's like I want to let him go, but then I kind of want to keep the door open. It's just like I don't know. I'm just really confused because I haven't heard from him at all this year.
You have free will to do what you want to because you're grown. But in my opinion, you have more worth than that. I'd shut that door.
Because like I've been trying to cut ties, especially with all the old people. I liked it because I just felt like it was no use, and I also think why I just keep harboring this person because things were not good when they left off, and I think what really got me was how he treated me, and I think half of me can't let go of that feeling of like, oh my god, I just can't believe he did that. Like, did I don't know. It's like it just really like hurted me,
And it should.
and just the fact of the matter is, it was like okay, it just like I keep having the same people, and it's not just him. Someone else in general will always like tell me, oh, they wanted me or they wanted to be with me, but they just never put forth the effort. And I also think there's nothing that drives me crazy. Like when I was talking to my therapist about it, it was like it's crazy because it just the same cycles keep happening.
Well, honey, it's because here's the thing. When the same cycles keep happening, it's because you haven't, how do I put it? You have unresolved issues in your past that you keep attracting people that are similar to those problems from the past. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
So when you solve those problems from the past, you quit attracting those same kind of people.
But here's the thing, though. I don't know what it is in my past. Is it coming from childhood? Is it coming from my teen years? I have no idea where exactly is it coming from.
It's coming from your past where you've let people take advantage of you.
And, and since we kind of talking about this, there was another person who he also this person also lives in my hometown. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm flooding you with stories. It's just my life has been like one weird roller coaster.
Ugh,
But there was this person who was in my hometown, and he basically told me the same thing that this other person told me. But this time, I like stopped it because I'm like, if you don't drive, why are you asking me to link up when you're the one who suggested it? And I
right,
know this person as well, but this person got extremely mad at me, and they unfriended me because I wouldn't like bend to like their will to come forth and see them.
right,
And to be honest, there I didn't feel bad about it because I'm like, to me, it was just real stupid because you're mad at me for what reason when you were the one who suggested the whole scenario.
right. Well, if they're going to get mad about that, you don't need them, honey.
Yeah, 'cause I'm like, well, that's why I said, look, I'm not worried. It is what it is, but it's my life has been crazy, and now I'm getting back to seeing the angel numbers, and the one now constantly seeing is 333.
Good. You have to get back to seeing that you're worthy and taking care of yourself and not allowing people to um, take advantage of you or treat you less than what your worth is.
Yeah, because I said I was just gonna spend some time away from being on social media, just kind of reevaluate myself. And here's another funny thing: I actually saw a classmate of mine, And I just had the courage, just to go over and ask him. I was like, "So how come you blocked me on all social media?" And I knew the person was lying because I even added the person on Snapchat and they blocked me, but they tried to act like they were trying to find me. But I was just like, dude, I already know you're lying. You just tell me the truth. But the fact of the matter is, I was really glad that I was able to snake it out and just be like, not fall for his word,
Yeah.
because I even showed him. I'm like, the name is right here, so you can't tell me that you can't find it. But he don't. Uh, but I also know that the person was a liar as well. So I just kind of wanted to see what he would say, but I got my answer and I left it with that.
Yeah. Just, I would get involved in things and activities and find like minded people that are more like you.
It's hard around here, but I manage.
Hmm. I know that you do, but I appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. I said I had to come and share all the crazy things that go on in my brain at night.
Well, I sure do appreciate you sharing your stories, but don't let people walk all over you.
Oh yeah, trust me. I'm really beginning to learn that, and I'm just like, if you don't put forth the effort of us having a friendship or a relationship, that is basically I'm checked out because there's no need for me to put forth a relationship, friendship, whatever it is, if you're not willing to do the same. Because another Oh God, like I told you, I'm full of stories because there was this one guy I actually did link up with, and the dude was, trying to sell me a dream of how, oh, he'll take care of me, he do this, XYZ. But I had to like rub his feet, rub his back in order for him to tell me how he was gonna treat me. And I basically stood my ground the whole time. And I was like, you're not going to continue to disrespect me because I don't have time for this. Like, there was a point where I literally got up and walked out of his car, and he tried to get me to come back. Silly me, I did. But after that night, I've never heard from this guy again.
Lord, well, you teach people how to treat you, and it starts in the beginning.
Yeah, because I said, look, we not doing this no more. And I and to be honest, I was glad he blocked me because it's like from going over all everything, especially what he said and what he did, that would have been an abusive relationship from the jump. And I was like, I'm glad I dodged that bullet.
Yeah, I'm glad that you did too. Well, thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
But you stand your ground, okay?
I will.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Nikki says, I had a recurring dream about my best friend who died over 10 years ago. In the dream, she is alive and not dead. I'm so happy. I love those dreams. Oh, I do too. I, I love it too when they feel like they last for a day when they really don't. But seems like they don't come often enough. Thank you for sharing it. And thank you, World's Greatest Entertainer, for sharing some of your experiences. Um, Chase Ryder says one good way to make sure no one takes advantage of you. The next guy who puts him, meet you. Oh, I can't see that. Why can't I see that? Meet in your face, smack it away. Yeah. What am I not saying? Virginia, I love clean clothes. Dreams are interesting. Hey, Paranormal Witch. I like it when I can remember my dreams. Miriam, thank you so much about sharing that about your dad. Do you need to change your bedroom just because your dad doesn't like it? No. You don't need to change it just because you think your dad doesn't like it. No, no, no. You don't do your bedroom for your dad anyway. But it's funny you think your dad doesn't like it. Um, it's funny that no one doesn't come in my dreams. I experience no one real time. I haven't really. Oh, you're not crazy about it? Then change it. I haven't had, but that I can recall, but one experience with my dad, and that's only been in the last year. And he's been gone quite a few years, which I find odd because I have experiences with people that have crossed over pretty frequently. You would think I would have more experiences with my own dad. I'll hear him. I have more auditory experiences with my dad than I do visual ones. I will hear him talk to me. I have those kind. But I have those kind of visitation where uh I'll have an auditory visitation with him, if that makes sense. I won't often see him. I'll feel him sometimes. I have smelled his cigar, but I haven't always gotten to like see him. But twice. One, I lost Noah, and then recently I did see him when I lost Noah. One time I didn't want to see him. Nikki says, my mom comes to me in my dreams, but she manifests herself in physical ways with my sister. That's pretty cool. Now, how many of you have had lucid dreams where you can control your dreams? I have been able to do that on and off, where I can control them, or where I've been able to go back into my dreams 3 nights in a row and control my dreams. Marie said, I had a very neat experience the other day. I was on the phone talking about my mother and my stepdad seeing her, and a female cardinal was hanging on the window I was sitting by. That is very cool. That is very cool. Speaking of which, my daughter looked it up. We have a lot of big windows in this house, but it's sort of like a picture window, and I planted a butterfly bush near it. And the other day we heard tap, 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 and a robin redbreast could see its reflection, and then there was another one, and it run up and tap into the window, and tap into the window, and tap into the window, like all day long, all day long. And Eden was looking it up, and they see their reflection and think it's another male, and they're trying to run it off, so they keep running into the window thinking it's another bird trying to run it off. And this is going on all day long. And Stephen tried to cover the window with like this white stuff. Didn't matter. The bird's still running into the window all day long. This has been going on for days. Virginia Woolf says, I worked on lucid dreaming so I could be conscious and control my dreams, and it worked. But if I don't go over the process, I'll lose touch with it. What do you mean if you don't go over the process? Ooh, I can actually open my eyes tonight. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed on occasion, my eyes will start closing when I look on here. It's like, I don't know if I can't take the light of the screen or what it is, but my eyes will start closing like I can't see well or something, and I have to start squinting because I can't see the screen and the words, and so you'll have to forgive me. But sometimes it's like my vision starts to go and I cannot see what's going on in the screen. So if you ever see that, that's what's going on. My vision just starts disappearing and I can't see. So I apologize. I'm not drunk or anything like that. My vision just starts going. Maybe you haven't noticed it. I don't know, but I notice it when I look back. Nikki says, my daughter has lucid dreams, but I can't do it. It takes practice. Sometimes it just happens. Marie Crum says, I don't have dreams but about her, but I do have experiences. Oh, man, when I was young, I would dream about flying all of the time. And I would dream about flying maybe 20, 30 feet off the ground, maybe a little higher, in my yard, in my neighborhood. It was so real. I could feel it. I could feel the wind in my hair, under my body. I could feel myself run and take off. Look, it felt real, 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 real. Like, feel the grass, see the neighborhood, like everything. Real, like super real. I would wake up with I can't even tell you how real it felt. This went on for years. Like flying all the time in my sleep, flying, which really made me question things. Like, am I really flying in my dreams? Wake up still with that feeling. Did any of you do that? Virginia Woolf says the process is to learn to identify that you are dreaming. Look for clues like your hands look different or something is not normal, so you know that you're dreaming, and then you can lucid dream. Or that you realize that maybe somebody in your family looks a little different, or your hair I've looked in the mirror in my dream and realized I didn't look like myself. Oh yeah, while anybody's in here, please like, subscribe, share. Please like and subscribe. They call it a reality check. Where did you read about this, Virginia Woolf, by the way? I've never thought to read about it, actually. That is very interesting to read about lucid dreaming and do a reality check. Very cool. You know, a lot of people, and this is another thing, if you're having a problem at work, well, duh, I didn't even think about doing that. Why would I think about looking on the internet about reading how to lucid dream? If you're having a problem you need to solve at work, or, like creating a problem, like E equals MC square, whatever, write the problem down. Stick it under your pillow. I'm not asking you Phone? My phone just said, yeah. Stick it under your pillow. Think about the problem before you go to sleep. Ask for the problem to be solved in your dream. Did you know often that you can solve a problem while you're sleeping and it will be answered in your dream? Remember to keep a notebook beside your bed so you can write it down when you wake up. Marie Crum says, when I was younger, I had dreams I was flying and it was dark outside. I thought I left my body and was traveling while dreaming. You do know there is a thing called astral travel that you may want to look into. You may very possibly have left your body and went traveling, called astral traveling. Don't know. Don't know. Something you could look into and see if it resonates with you. You never know. They call it astral traveling. That's a whole nother can of beans. But it's something you could look into. What do you think about dreams, the brain, and healing? But you can do many things with your brain. You can even encourage healing in some way. I don't have those dreams anymore. Not saying that you do, Marie Crum, just saying maybe if you look up astral traveling, and think about the dreams that you did have like that, to see if they connect in any way. You just never know. It's amazing what your brain can do. It is amazing what your brain can do. And just think, even science does not know the full capacity, the full capabilities of the human brain, even now. Even now, it does not know the full capabilities of the human brain. Even more capable than the human computer at this point. They are still learning. So once it learns science, then what? What else can our brain do? What else can it do? You know, we were created by the Creator. What else can it do? Virginia said, I had a writing teacher in college that encouraged us to write out our dreams down. He said to tell yourself, I will remember at least one dream from tonight. Keep the notebook next to your bed at work. Yes, I was always encouraged from college for us to do that. Keep the notebook beside the bed. Yeah, I need to tell myself I will remember at least one dream from tonight. So many creative people, scientists, etc. Do you realize how many ideas come from dreams? For movies, for scientific things, for medical science, from dreams. You would be amazed. Let's all try that. That's a good idea, Virginia Woolf. Let's all try that. Music, art, from dreams. Stories, creations. And a lot of times you don't know what's still tucked in to your unconscious that gets pulled out or downloaded even from the divine itself. Because sometimes that's the only time we shut up. Marie Crum says, when I was working as a graphic designer, I would finish ideas in my dreams. See that? Amazing. Nikki said, past abuse as a very small child revealed itself to me through my dream. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, that's cool. Virginia Wolf says, I keep the iPad next to my bed with the mail app open, and I email the dreams to myself. It is not as detailed as a notebook, but I like that they are typed. The iPad. That is very cool. Do you have to have it plugged in, charged to do that? That is amazing, actually. We need to challenge ourselves in this way. No telling what ideas we'll come up with. I have been trying to encourage myself to get started writing the book I promised my grandmother before she died I would do. Do you know I have put off writing a book for over a decade? Put off writing a book for over a decade. I don't know why. Like I've never thought of myself as a book writer. I have so much hope for this channel because I feel like it's not only a channel full of light workers and healers and people that could do wonderful things, but there's just so many creative, loving, kind people in here that I feel like could make a profound difference. I mean, I could just feel the energy, you know? Speaking of which, I'm beginning to feel my energy wind down. It's going. I'm trying to keep the channel down to no more than an hour and a half. I know you guys have noticed I try not to do the 2 hour thing anymore because my juice goes loose. Has anybody got anything that they would like to share or questions or anything of the sort? Get a writer to tell your story to. That's an idea, Nikki. Thanks for that. And thank you, all of you, for showing up tonight. I'm kind of surprised that Shoeless One's not here. But I appreciate all of you so much for being here and sharing your dreams and such. I've always had all kinds of different dreams. And you know, the odd thing is, a lot of times when I have my dreams, they are so detailed and structured, and rooms, and all the rooms are very decored and just everything. It's like there's things everywhere and people and just a lot. Virginia says, when you sleep, your brain is more active than when you're awake. Your brain is outputting information. When you wake up, information starts coming in, so you forget your dreams. Exactly. And two, uh, the dream is just so wonderful. And when I first wake up, I can remember it, but you give me a few minutes after, and you're just like you say, it starts leaking away. I don't like it when that happens. When it just starts leaching away. But you're absolutely right. I don't like it when it starts just sucking away because we're starting to input all that information. We're like walking computers. And two, that's the other thing. When we're sleeping, we're healing because we're not processing all the time. People don't realize you need to sleep to heal. And they don't give themselves that opportunity either. Not only do we need to give our unconscious brain that input and those visions and all of that stuff to allow our body to process information and allow it to go the lengths to do the things that we remember we used to do, but we need to sleep to allow our bodies to heal, to decompress. We need to make choices, you know, good choices for ourselves. We can't just throw the dice and expect everything to land. Good point, Virginia Woolf. Certain drugs and alcohol interfere with the depth of your sleep, so you won't dream. You know, the doctor has me take a muscle relaxer at night because I have MS. They wanted me to take it 3 times a day. I do not. I only take it once a day, and that's at night. They wanted me to take it 3 times a day. Could you imagine if I took a muscle relaxer 3 times a day? I'd be like a rag doll. Take this muscle relaxer 3 times a day with your MS. I can't even fathom. It may have even been 4 times a day. I take it, I didn't listen to the doctor. I take it once a day. I take it when I go to sleep at night. But I do wonder if it impedes my dreaming some. But if I don't take it at night, I won't sleep because everything hurts. My muscles start to lock up and Charlie horse if I do not take a muscle relaxer at night. That sucks. Sorry for saying that, but it does. But the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, I do stretches before I ever get out of bed. I highly recommend that. All kinds of yoga stretches before I ever get out of bed. Is anybody still on the body, soul, spirit challenge with me? Anybody? I drink some sleepy tea and it is good for sleep called wild lettuce. I have never heard of that, Virginia Woolf. Wild lettuce? Do you buy it at the grocery store? Wild lettuce. Never heard of that. Sounds interesting. I think Wednesday I am going to do, if you guys are interested, guys and girls, of natural remedies, like things like herbs and stuff you grow in the garden, you'll have to let me know down in the comments if you're interested in that kind of thing. Alternative things are things you can grow in the garden since we're into spring. Natural herbs are things you can grow in the garden that do different things for your body. Let me know. Every time I ask people, nobody tells me. Nobody tells me what you'd like to hear or talk about. You just let me do whatever. And like, what do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about? What do you really want to hear? Nobody says anything. Wild lettuce is closely related to dandelion, which is, there's a ton in my yard, and it's believed to have sedative and analgesic pain relieving effects. It is often used as a natural remedy for stress and chronic pain. Excellent. I wonder if that's what they used to call rabbit tobacco. Wild lettuce. Sounds good. Always interested in learning something new. Thank you, Nikki. The dandelion is all in my yard. People make dandelion salad, dandelion tea, dandelion root, all kinds of stuff. I have to take things day by day right now, Dana. Marie, I am so sorry. My love and prayers and healing are wrapping around you. I know you are going through so much. So much. Everybody, please send their love and prayers to Marie Crum. Well, at this point, well, with your stepdad, yes, I guess I will begin to wrap things up. I love and appreciate you all so very much, as usual. I hope you got something out of tonight. Please take care of yourself. Love and prayers to all of you, especially Marie Crum. If there's anything we can do for you, Marie, please let us know. You all know where to find me at Dear Dana 1111. And please like and subscribe. Sending light to all of you. Sending light to all of you. I appreciate every single one of you. I know dreams are super neat. We'll have to periodically do some dreams and talk about different ways to do things. Definitely prayers to you, Marie. Definitely prayers to you. Chase Ryder, everybody make sure that you write down my email, okay? I've got the new one, Dear Dana 1111 at Gmail. Dear Dana 1111 at Gmail. Write that down and reach out to me. Okay? Don't hesitate to reach out to me, y'all. Especially if you don't have an IG. Dear Dana 1111 at Gmail. I created especially for this channel, gmail.com. Especially for this channel. Okay? I love you all very, very much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay warm. Okay? Stay warm. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. Take care of yourselves. And I shall see you next time. Bye, everybody. Take it easy. And here we go.